Hello, strangers. How y'all been doing? Boy, it's Monday. Welcome back to Bubba's EDC. First video I've done in almost a week. I think it was last Tuesday, maybe. Just kind of needed a little break. Turn notifications off to Instagram too. My friends' chats, and just kind of needed to refocus, de-stress. Yeah, not going to get into details, but something happened prior to going to Kentucky that kind of hurt. It hurt several members in my household. From an outside source. I don't think it was intended to hurt, but it did. So therefore, you get hurt sometimes. It's part of life. So needless to say, I just we went to Kentucky and put on a good face, and then came home after a couple of days. I just told my wife, I was like, I just need a break. I said, I'm just gonna stop everything, for some days. We'll see how long it takes. Days, week, month, who knows. And I'm better. I've kind of been able to clear my head a little bit and think through, work through some things, pray about it. I'm not perfect on it, still hurt, but I'm doing my best to not be angry or bitter. I don't want that bitterness to eat you up like a cancer. But anyways, God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. And today's been a Monday, y'all. Let me tell you. So, we found out last night that one of our coworkers broke we didn't know what he broke. He thought maybe his leg. He wasn't sure. I guess he was hurting so bad. Come to find out, it was his foot. So he runs a pretty big account for us. So now he'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. So now we were scrambling this morning, trying to figure stuff out. And then my boss, his wife called him freaking out that the upstairs bathroom was flooding their house, which you never want to hear that. I guess the toilet messed up, just kept going, and the toilet got clogged in the process. And you have kids, stuff like that happens. Lord knows I'm a grown-up and I've used too much toilet paper before I clogged the toilet. So he had to run home. I think he said 72 gallons of water is what he ended up shot backing out. 6 12-gallon shot backs. That's a mess of water, y'all. Well, before he made it back to the store, my son said, text me, can I call you? Yeah. And he called me instantly. And anytime my son or any of my family says, can I call you, I worry because we're we text. And so I hear Ayla, my daughter, freaking out over the phone, and he's trying to talk to me. And so I had hey, whoa, use your words. So the car had messed up on him. And the car was like shaking and shuddering and wasn't wanting to go. And so she was on the Highway 138 in Conyers. If you've been there, it's a mess all the time. I mean, just too many people, and stupid people around here don't know how to drive. It's just a fact. Now, I know I'm driving, filming this video, whatever. You're going to include me in that, that's fine. But daggum, it's bad. Conyers, Rockdale County is terrible. But she managed to get over into the turning lane, and luckily the turning lane was for a U-turn only. So they weren't impeding traffic or anything. They weren't hindering anybody. There was plenty of room for somebody to go around them if they wanted to do a U-turn. But she's freaking out because this is her first time having any kind of issue other than somebody almost hitting her. First time she's had car trouble by herself driving. And granted, the boys were with her. See right here, stupid heifer. That's a male. That's a stupid heifer right there. Boy, you talk about it too much. It's like Beetlejuice. You say the name too many times, it appears. Lord have mercy. So thankfully, I told him, I was like, I'm on my way. I was like, I thought, well, turn the air off and see if, crank the car back up, see if it acts up. And they're like, no, it's not acting up. I'm like, okay. I said, well, do you feel comfortable trying to turn left? Because you can turn left there, but to get into that parking lot, you kind of have to go around this triangle shape, because it's meant to be an entrance coming from that way and an exit going that way. So it's not meant for somebody to turn from traffic going that way, if that makes sense. And she wasn't comfortable because she was freaked out. So I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Well, I got there. It took me 20, 25 minutes to get there where they were. And y'all, I felt so sorry for her. She was, I tried to calm her down, but I was probably too brusque. Is that the word? I was probably too rough in the way I said it, and I certainly didn't mean to. But she was soaked from tears. I mean, she was hyperventilating. And my boys, they're chill. They might have been worried, but they didn't put it on. Well, they had the windows up. It's 90-something degrees. I'm like, why didn't you have the windows down? It's so hot. She's like, I didn't feel safe having the windows down. And I was like, you'd have been safe. I looked over at my son, Zach, and if y'all were at Kentucky, he's the oldest boy, and he's been in a couple of my lives. He said, he just looked at me and said, I didn't want to argue. Oh, I got a kick out of that. So I crunk it up. I left my car. I had whipped it. I was going that way. Their car was facing that way, and I'd whipped a Huey right in the middle of the road and parked right there. That's my babies, you know. And so, Rockdale County precinct right there, and not a cop ever in sight to come help them push it out of the road or anything. I despise Newton County and Rockdale County. I despise both of them as a whole. I know there's good individuals, but as a whole, I despise both of them. So I crunk it up. I had her sit in this car, and I crunk it up, and I drove it, and I was like, well, it's not doing it right now. But then when I tried to give it a little gas, it started shuddering. So not as bad with the AC off. So I parked it. Well, I drove it around. There's a doctor's office and a Waffle House and a liquor store and another kind of doctor's office or something all right there. So I kind of circled a couple things. It wasn't right. You know, you drive a car enough, you know when it's not right. So I was like, all right. So I parked it. I said, all right, boys, let me go get the other car and Ayla. I'll come back. So I walked up, come back with her. And I said, we'll leave it here. I said, let me get y'all home. And then when I pulled up behind the car with this one, I had the wheels at an angle, and I got out, and it caught me. The inside of my tire had metal showing. I knew the tread was getting low on the front, but I didn't realize it was that bad. The car needs an alignment, but it's a 07, and we only drive local. I don't sweat the alignment too much, but I'll probably break down and get it done at this point. But so got them in the car, headed to the house, went to go see Tony. He's a Hispanic guy, Mexican guy who's got a tire shop. They were closed. I've never seen them closed before. So I was like, Lord, let me get them home and get me to where I can get a tire. And luckily I got to the other tire shop, and they got me taken care of. So thankful for that. So I talked to Brian at our church, Brother Brian, and he has a car dealership, car lot. And I was telling him what it was doing, because I got the car from him. And he's like, sounds like a coil pack. I was like, oh, it does sound like a coil pack. And that's right on top on that car, if I'm not mistaken. That's probably a 10-minute job for me. So hopefully it's something that simple. So I'm going to get my brother right now, drop him off at home. Excuse me. And then go up there, and I might just go ahead and buy the coil pack and take it up there and try to swap it. And if it fixes it, then okay. And if it don't, then I'll take the coil pack off, return it, and I hope that's not being crooked. I'm not trying to be crooked, but I also don't want to waste $140. Kind of a different ramble today. I actually recorded one this morning driving to work, and I kind of went off on some tangents that I probably was too much family information, not my household, but external family, and it might have ruffled some feathers. So I chose not to post that. But the crux of the video was, come at me all you want, say whatever you want about me, don't talk about my wife and kids, and darn sure don't lie about my wife and kids. Because when I was young in my marriage, we've been married 21 years now. When I was young, I didn't stand up for her this one particular time. I'm not going to get into who it was against, because there might be some people watch this who knows the person. I did not defend her the way I should have. It should have been extremely verbal, verging on physical. That's what it should have been, but I didn't. I tried a little verbal, it didn't go the way I wanted it to, and I backed off. And I'm ashamed of it to this day, that I did that. So I don't care who you are, friend, family, church family, I won't put up for it. I won't put up with it, for my wife or my kids. I'm a big old sweetheart. I'm a big old teddy bear. I'd like to stay that way. The greatest gift that God can give a man outside of salvation is a godly wife, and I've got one. I love her to death, and I know I'm not the best husband. I'm not the most attentive. I'm extremely forgetful. I don't forget anniversary and those kind of things, but she'll ask me to do stuff and I'll forget. So I'm very thankful for her, and I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I will stand up for her and defend her regardless of who's on the other side. So anyway, that's enough about that. I do have a couple things coming. Only one was a purchase. I sold something to cover that purchase, which made me feel better about it. If you're friends with me on Facebook or follow me on Instagram, then you'll have seen it. If you don't, then you just gonna have to wait till it gets here. So I'm kind of excited about that one. Looking at pictures of it, I'm a little disappointed in one thing, and I'll bring that up on video once I have it in my hand. Apparently every one of these was the same way, so it's just a lack of detail from the factory. But it's nothing that can't be easily corrected. I had some gifts come in from a brother who I met in Kentucky. He actually had them to give me in Kentucky and then forgot about them. I was like, oh, you sound like me. Excuse me. Yeah, I went 14 minutes without full-on yawning. That was pretty good. So I'll try to, I don't know when I'll do another video, honestly. I might just do some rambles here and there, like to and from work maybe. I need to get to work. Got some projects I want to do in the garage. I need to get my miter saw station built. I've been talking about it for months and months, and I need to get it done so I have room, so I have organization. So I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet. I'll be tied up this Saturday, going to a homeschool expo, same place Blade Show Atlanta was. Homeschool expo's there every year. So I'll be tied up Saturday. Won't be able to work in this garage Saturday. It's hot, y'all. I think it's supposed to be like 95 or something. Feeling like it's over 100 today. And it feels it. know after I go deal with the car, even if it's a quick fix, 10-15 minutes out in that sun, that heat, I ain't gonna want to do nothing when I get home. I just know how I am. So I don't know, but I got some coasters I want to get done for some fellers that have asked about them. So I'll work on those. Those are easy though. That's just set the machine up, put the files in, and go. So I'm gonna work on those today or tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I don't know about any other in-depth videos. I mean, there's another Rosecraft coming from part of the pass around group, so I know I'll be doing a review on that. The knife, the pattern won't be nothing new to me because I'm toting that same pattern now, today, currently. So I won't have to tote the knife for several days to review it. I'll probably just do a review right off the rip on that. Y'all know I'm really impressed with the Rosecrafts. Really like them. Toting the Overall Creek farmhand today in yellow sandalwood. This was gifted to me by Brother Ted Hart. Look at that color, isn't that pretty? Brother Ted, I love it, brother. That is just gorgeous. Toting it in a belt sheath given to me by Mark Reynolds up there at the knife show in Kentucky. So appreciate that, Brother Mark. If you see this, I really like it. I wore it, when did I wear it? I wore it Saturday to my son's birthday lunch, dinner thing. I've worn it a few times since we got back from Kentucky. I really like it. And I got a Jerry Phillips slip in my left pocket, and that's toting my Arthur Wright & Son Gentleman's Jack, single blade. So then I got a Spyderco Tenacious on me. So I got China, England, and China on me today. And my Zippo lighter, that's American. But anyway, I reckon that's about all I got. I just cracked this open, haven't tasted it yet, so I'm gonna have me some Diet Mountain Dew. Heading to the house, I'm about to pull in here to pick up my brother. And y'all have a good one. God bless you. I love you. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you being patient with me as I slow down a little bit. I've done a lot of videos in 9 months. I think I'm well over 250 videos. I think. I'd have to go back and double check. But I mean, I've put out a considerable amount of content. And you know, this other stuff just kind of hit me where I just felt like I needed to slow down a little bit and focus on my family. Not that I was neglecting them, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to neglect my family for a knife video. But I was focused so much on the Instagram chat. I tried not to miss anything. Notification, I'd grab my phone up and read it. That's why I just turned them off. I told the guys I'm going to be kind of MIA. I'll pop in here and there. Just gonna go at my own pace, which I mean I've been doing, but I'm just gonna slow down that pace a little bit. So, but again, I appreciate all of you. I love you. God bless you. Thank you for all of your support. And until next time, I'm Bubba. Remember to do something kind for someone else. It goes a mighty long way.